Hey there, it's Amelia here. So in some of your kits you're going to have something called fondant. It's like a modeling clay that is made out of sugar and other ingredients. It can be a little tricky to work with, and some people have fancy rollers for it. Some people like to put it in molds. But if you are just looking for a quick way to use your fondant, I've used some here on my roof as roof tiles. Now you can see I've also done a repair job over here because part of my house fell off. You'll just use a lot of icing and stick those pieces back together, and then you're covering over that mistake with roof tiles anyway, so it's not going to make any difference. So when I open my fondant package, I'm just going to kind of knead it until it starts to be a little more pliable. As it warms up, it becomes easier to work with. I'm going to tear off a little bit of it, and then I'm going to flatten it out kind of like a flower petal. And that's all there is to it. That's my roof shingle. I put a little bit of icing down. I stick the fondant petal into the icing, and my roof shingle is complete. I should have enough fondant in the package, if I do the leaves really thin, to cover the entire roof with them. But you can always start on the bottom and then work your way up, and then if you run out of fondant, you can switch to something else. Some kind of candy. So you're going to do that and just keep going until you've covered the whole roof. Again, if you run out of fondant and you only have enough for the bottom and you want both sides of your house to match, I would start on the bottom and do petal shapes all across the bottom row, and come over with an overlapping row of petals as you go up the roof of the house. Do that on both sides, matching, and then when you run out of the fondant, you can switch to like Smarties or peppermint candies or M&M's, something like that.
Here's a tip. If your gingerbread house breaks and you can't fix it, you can always add dinosaurs.
If you have some Tootsie Rolls and you don't want to do a log cabin effect, you can still use the Tootsie Rolls as fireplace logs. Here I'm laying down a little bit of icing on the ground. I'm going to use these Tootsie Rolls, these longer ones, cut into halves, and then I'm going to stack some firewood outside the gingerbread house. This bag by itself actually works pretty well as a frosting bag, so don't feel like you can't do that. Saves you that extra step too. So when you stack your next row of logs on top of the first, you want to put down some more icing because you don't want these to go sliding off the gingerbread house. Keep an eye on which end of the bag has the hole in it so you don't accidentally squeeze a bunch out in your hand. Another one, and then we need one more to finish our little log stack. And then I'll zoom in and show you how it looks. There we go. There's a little stack of firewood made out of Tootsie Rolls. The other thing we've used them for on this house is this chimney here. And for that we've used the big like candy bar size Tootsie Rolls that are kind of this short and have like, you know what, I'm just gonna go get you some. Hold on one second. All right, so if you've got these Tootsie Rolls, these bigger ones that come in these foil wrap packages, these make great chimneys. And the way that we've done that is we've taken the large Tootsie Rolls out of the wrappers. If you put them just on the house like that, they're going to slide off because they're not at the right angle. So you've got to kind of cut them. Hold your scissors at the same angle as the house. And then cut them like that. And then you should be able to stick frosting on the roof. Stick the Tootsie Roll in the frosting. You might need to bolster it up with some more icing. Go ahead and use more if you want. If you want to make a double wide chimney, just add another Tootsie Roll cut the same way and stick it right behind it. You can see this one over here is double wide. We use 2 Tootsie Rolls cut at an angle to make that chimney. So those are some great ways to use Tootsie Rolls in your gingerbread house decorating. We've shown you a couple of different methods tonight. You can use them as logs to make a log cabin effect. You can use them as firewood to make a firewood stack outside your house. And you can use the Tootsie Rolls as a chimney. Thanks for joining us tonight.